G'day ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Scotty49 here with you once again for another installment in the Warhammer 40,000 for the New Guys series. Now in this series we're going to keep on going through the various factions of Warhammer 40k, talking about the core rules and the pros and cons of the factions, the lore, and how to best get started with getting an army up to 500 points and then also adding on to that to get it up to 1,000 points or more as well. And in today's video we're going to continue to look at the Chaos Space Marines, looking at their core rules. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump into it. Alrighty, so the Chaos Space Marines have got a great selection of core rules that they're able to make use of when playing their games. These core rules for them are the following: Demon Engines, Malicious Volleys, Sonic Weapons, and Let the Galaxy Burn. Sounds pretty cool. We'll get more into that one as well. First up, we're going to look at Demon Engines. Now, there are a variety of war machines that the Chaos Space Marines can bring to bear that aren't just hulls of iron, but are sentient abominations being possessed by Chaos Demons themselves. Now, models that have got the Demon Engines rule get a 5+ invulnerable save, as well as during your command phase, they regain 1 lost wound, so they constantly, over time, slowly regenerate their damage that they've taken back, whilst also being impervious to some attacks some of the time, which is kind of nice. Demon Engines are ones such as the Defiler, or the Mauler Fiend, or Forge Fiend, or Helldrake. Those are just some of the ones that you would be aware of. Even the Venom Crawler are Demon Engines, so keep that in mind. The second core rule is Malicious Volleys. Now, one of the many weapons that the Chaos Space Marines can use to bring their anger and vengeance against their foes, much like the Space Marines, is the bolt gun. Now, instead of following the normal rules for rapid fire weapons, with any rapid fire bolt weapons, they make double the number of the attacks if any of the following apply. The target is within half range. The firing model is an infantry keyword model and remains stationary during the movement phase. The firing model is a Terminator or a Biker keyword model. And that's it. So if you're a Terminator, you're always doing the most amount of shots. So I think their combi bolters are a rapid fire too. So they're putting out 4 shots at a full 24-inch range. Same with the Bikers. But if your standard infantry keyword outside of Terminators, so say your Legionnaires, if you're at full range but you stood still, you still get double the shots. It's really nice, and I do like that they've given the Chaos Space Marines their own version of Bolter Discipline. Now, the third core rule for the Chaos Space Marines they're going to be looking at is Sonic Weapons. Now, the Emperor's Children Legion developed weaponry that utilize sound waves to not only deafen, but also debilitate their foe at close range. When an attack is made with a sonic weapon at a target that is within half the weapon's range, that attack gets +1 damage. So it means if you're up close and personal with these sound wave based weapons, then of course you're going to be doing a lot more damage to not just their eardrums, but also their brains. And now we get to the fourth core rule for the Chaos Space Marines, which is Let the Galaxy Burn. Now there's a lot to this one, so stick with us for it. The past 10,000 years has resulted in a festering bitterness and hatred that the Chaos Space Marines have and unleash upon their foe in battle. This rule only applies to all units in your army if they have the Traitoris Astartes keyword, excluding Agents of Chaos or unaligned keyword units, and every Legion unit is from the same Legion. You get the benefits of these rules. So pretty much every unit in your army has to have the Traitoris Astartes keyword, as well as be from the same Legion to get the benefits of this rule. Let the Galaxy Burn has got 2 different parts to it that affect different parts of your army's functionality. First part is for any model that is equipped with a flame weapon. When it shoots with a flamer weapon from any of your units, it gets an additional 2 hits on top of the dice result, meaning you, for example, for a standard flamer in a Chaos Space Marine Legionnaires unit, you're getting D6 plus 2 hits. Now, the second part of the Let the Galaxy Burn rule are the Chaos Space Marine versions of combat doctrines, which are called Wanton Acts. Now, during the first battle round, Wanton Destruction is active, and this is where heavy, rapid fire, and grenade weapons score an additional hit on unmodified hit rolls of 6. So instead of having their AP increased by an additional -1 on unmodified to hit rolls of 6, they do additional hits. So it means that if you get really lucky and put out a lot of 6s in that hit roll that are unmodified, you can put on a ton more additional hits onto a unit. Now, during the second battle round, Wanton Massacre is active, and this affects rapid fire, assault, or pistol weapons. When they do score an unmodified to hit roll of 6, they score an additional hit. So it means that for turn 1 and turn 2, your rapid fire weapons are going to be affected by this, but also your heavy and grenades in turn 1 and assault and pistols in turn 2 are going to be affected. Now, during the third battle round, you can choose whether Wanton Massacre remains active or Wanton Slaughter becomes active for your army. Wanton Massacre, as we've just said, is where rapid fire, assault, and pistol weapons score an additional hit on an unmodified to hit roll of 6. However, Wanton Slaughter is where assault, pistol, and melee weapons score an additional hit on an unmodified to hit roll of 6. So your assault weapon and pistols carry over, but you lose rapid fire but gain melee weapons instead. So some people might actually think that these are actually doing a lot better than combat doctrines for Space Marines. Just bear that in mind. During the fourth battle round and beyond, however, you automatically go into Wanton Destruction, where assault, pistol, and melee weapons score an additional hit on an unmodified to hit roll of 6. Now, there are some additional notes that go along with this core rule for the Chaos Space Marines that state that one unit can actually be under the effect of different Wanton acts than the rest of the units in your army, as well as be under the benefit of one or more Wantons at the same time. So there are certain sources that have that ability to be able to give that to various units, whether it's warlord traits, relics, psychic powers, incantation abilities from the Dark Apostle. I'm not sure if they're called incantations, but also like stratagems as well could potentially put this into effect for you. However, if a unit is under the effect of multiple Wanton acts that benefit of the same type of weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 will always only score 1 additional hit. So say you're under Wanton Massacre and Wanton Slaughter at the same time. For your assault weapons and pistols, you're only getting that 1 additional hit instead of 2 for activating both sides, for example. The Wanton acts are great. They're a great counterbalance. And as I've said, some people do think they're actually much better than what the Space Marines get with their additional -1 AP. So, you know, it's a great balancing act to see how it performs against the Space Marine counterparts for the Loyalists, and doing additional hits on 6s to hit is also quite common nowadays as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for the core rules of the Chaos Space Marines. Alrighty everyone, well I hope that you have enjoyed this video talking about kind of the core cluster of rules that the Chaos Space Marines make use of across the majority of the army, and how they work and how they function and how you can make use of them for your own Chaos Space Marine legions. Now, if you do enjoy this content, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below, and also with your opinions of the core rules of the Chaos Space Marines. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you're able to be aware of when I am posting more content here on the channel. Now, if you do want to catch me when I'm live doing my own hobbying sessions or traveling around at tournaments, feel free to come and find me when I'm live over on Twitch, where I do stream on Tuesday and Friday nights, and I also travel across the southeastern parts of Australia covering tournaments from the Australian tournament scene. It's going to be more of that coming up on the channel in the future as well, which I'm excited to bring you the news about, but that'll be in a bit of time. It'll be a couple of months. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do feel like financially supporting the content that I do create, feel free to come and check out my Ko-Fi pages. There's a link down in the description below. There is various levels of membership that you can sign up for and pay a monthly amount and get various benefits with each of those, or you can pay a one-off tip on there as well if you are so inclined, but no financial pressure to do so. It is only if you enjoy my content and want to support me in this manner. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.